Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We have truly inspiring story to share with you in a world where higher education often takes center stage. Our guests today dedicate to take a leap of faith and pursue a different path. Get ready to be amazed by the incredible journey of a man who quit his PhD to garden in his backyard. Hey there, garden enthusiast. I am your host, and today we are joined by the thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. So, tell us what led you to make the decision to quit your PhD and start gardening? Well, it was a combination of factors. While pursuing my PhD in countless hours in the lab and buried in research papers made me realize that I had lost touch with something I was truly passionate about gardening. That fascinating. So, how did you make the transition from academia of gardening? It wasn't an easy decision, I must admit, but I took a step back and evaluated what truly it wasn't an easy decision. I must admit, but I took a step back and evaluated what truly brought me joy. Gardening was always be my solace, my way of reconnecting with nature. So I decided to leave my PhD program and dedicate myself to creating a garden paradise in my own backyard. The trend is driven by fundamental changes in a consumer behavior who had more free times, money, and space during the pandemic. 2021 has been a great year for the gardening industry as the research documented 18.3 million new gardeners in the United States. Result found that gardening activity raised significantly at every garden experience level. Two out of these gardeners started new gardening activity during the pandemic. One in three gardeners had difficulty finding gardening goods they needed for their outdoor hobby. Garden Center magazine study analyzed independent garden centers and found that from 2020 to 2021 there was strong growth among younger customer demographics. US and Canadian garden centers saw a whopping 65% increase in millennial customer demographics and a 44% increase in Generation Z demographics. 2.42% of gardeners spent more time gardening during the COVID pandemic. Pre pandemic, Americans spent 87% of their time indoors, 60% in automobiles, and only 70% outdoors. During the pandemic, most gardeners found the indoor lifestyle intolerable and engaged more in the outdoors. The 2021 National Gardening Association study found that 42% of gardeners increased their gardening activities due to the COVID pandemic, while only 9% gardened less one. The home gardening trend statistics show that the increased gardening was mostly due to the increased free time available for gardening. Increased gardening was mostly due to increased free time available of gardening. Not having to drive to work means less time spent in vehicle and more time spent outdoors. 30% of gardeners intend to increase their gardening activities post pandemic, and 59% intend to keep the level of activity the same. The intention of garden mode is especially prominent among millennials, families and children and apartment owners. 49% of participants engaged to gardening because it's good of mental health, and 35% found that it's a good activity for the whole family for engaging. The same results were confirmed by Axom 2021 US Gardening Insight study, which also found that gardeners spent 42% more time in the garden in 2020 compared to prior years. For gardening strategy in the US also slow that the demand of sets sort of leaps and bounds. The demand was so high that the 144 years old Barbie sets company temporarily stopped taking order for the first time in its history. The research found that the home and garden global online sets increased by 100% from 2019 to 2020. Number 6. The 200-year-old flower retailer Bergs analyze consumer monthly sales review of 35 different retail sectors from 2019 to 2022 and found the gardening industry saw a healthy spike in revenue. Despite the pandemic, the analysis found the sales revenue for the building material and garden retail sector increased by 9%. At the same time, the sales of clothing and accessories dropped 68% and furniture and home furnishing dropped 36%. Gardening retail has seen a positive trend from a 4.62% increase in revenue in 2019 to an 8.79% increase in revenue in 2022. This trend of growth suggests a continuation of a strong interest in gardening in the future. Wow, that takes a lot of courage. Can you walk it through your journey for qualifying your PhD to where you are now? Absolutely. After leaving my PhD program, I immersed myself in learning everything I could about gardening. I attended workshops, read books, and sought advice from experienced gardeners. I transformed my backyard into a blank canvas and started experimenting with different plants, flowers, and landscaping techniques. Always easy there were challenging along the way, like dealing with unpredictable weather and learning to overcome setbacks. But the more I work on my garden, the more I realized that I was on to something truly special. And what were some of the key moments or milestones that you experienced during its journey? One of the most exciting milestones was when my garden started attracting local wildlife. Butterflies and even bees found their way into my backyard sanctuary. It was incredible rewarding to witness the impact my garden had on ecosystem. Additionally, I started sharing my journey on social media and the response was overwhelming. People resonated with my decision and found inspiration in my story. The fantastic. So, how has this experience transformed your life and perspective? It's been a profound transformation both personally and professionally. Gardening has taught me patience, perseverance, and the importance of returning something from the ground up. It has also allowed me to reconnect with my creativity and find peace in the simplicity of nature. I have realized that there is so much beauty in the world that often goes unnoticed, and it's my mission to share that with others. Thank you so much for sharing an incredible story with us today. Your journey is a true testament to the power of following one passion. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here to share my story, and thank you, lovely viewers, for joining us on this inspiring journey. Advice would you give to those who might be considering a similar life of faith? Unconditionally, it might seem life is too short to spend in it pursuing something that doesn't bring you joy. Embrace the unknown. Be open to be learning. Thank you everyone to share my story, and thank you lovely viewers for joining us on this inspiring journey. Remember, never be afraid to take that leap of faith and create a life that truly fulfills you. Until next time, keep share, like and subscribe our channel. Keep dreaming and keep gardening. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much to watching my video. Bye bye.